All right, let's go and get started. Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome back to the channel, where today we're going to be looking at Achilles Survivor. I've been playing a lot of Soulstone Survivor lately, as you guys have known, and I cannot appreciate enough of the support you guys have been giving me for that, and I really appreciate it. But in general, I like to be like more of a variety streamer, and I play a lot of like bullet heaven games similar to Soulstone Survivors. And this is one I actually bought in early access a little over a year ago, I do believe. This is Achilles Survivor. This is actually kind of a spin-off from a previous game that this studio, Darkpoint Games, made, which is called Achilles Legends Untold, which you can actually see there for yourself as a play on Steam type game. Achilles Legends Untold is a very vastly different game. That one's an ARPG where you play Achilles, essentially. In a very ARPG way, where you get pieces of gear and new abilities and whatnot, and basically go through the Greek world causing carnage. Achilles Survivor is basically more or less what you've been used to if you've been playing games like Soulstone Survivors. You have a whole bunch of levels with a whole bunch of objectives, characters you can play as, a meta currency that you can use to power all of your characters, as well as individual archetypes of characters, which is pretty interesting. So that way, we're going to go ahead and check this out. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more games like Achilles Survivor here on the channel, make sure you are like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know your favorite bullet hell game, maybe something you haven't seen me check out here on the channel, and I'll make sure to put that on my list of things to look at. As far as Achilles Survivor, right here we have the favors list. This is where you would go in and spend all your variety of currencies. You can do different things like increasing the amount of health you have, health regeneration, the status of your, the strength of your status effects, your luck, all that sort of jazz. You also even have cool things where you can build structures in the map that'll help you do like basically earn passive benefits for your character whenever you're in the matches. And then they also have like archetypes. As you can see, they currently have 5 in the game: Commander, Marksman, Warrior, Rogue, Enchanter. And in the very same thing as like Soulstone Survivors, they are like color-coded with these gems here. But as you play a specific commander, whenever you level them up in the, like their profile or whatever, you'll get more of the yellow soulstones. Marksman, the other ones you get, they earn the green one. Warrior earn the red. Rogue earn the purple. And Enchanter earn the blue ones. And each of these basically empowers everybody that would fall underneath that category. So all commanders would essentially get all this benefit. Same with the marksman getting all these, this, that, and the other. So we're going to go ahead and go back here and go ahead and play. Essentially, there are like what it seems to be like 4 different zones you can go into, and each one is broken down into missions that you can complete. Each mission has additional objectives, and if you achieve those additional objectives, then you basically get what's called a gold laureate, which is basically, you can basically star the mission like bronze, silver, gold, that sort of thing. And you can unlock like certain characters if you basically get so many of these gold laureates, or maybe even like unlock additional content in the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the new area that I haven't had access to until just earlier, which is called the what is it called, Mountain Fortress. I still probably I don't know how much I have on this game. Looks like I have about 9.5 hours in this game, but recently about 5 hours total since the 1.0 came out, just so I can get my bearings with it and get a better understanding of it. So we're going to check out the Cultist Ambush. That's the first level for the Mountain Fortress. Our objective here is to survive for 20 minutes. Our additional objective is to deal 1.5 million fire damage, get a status strength of 200%, and purchase an upgrade in the workshop 5 times. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to actually achieve this, because I don't think I'm going to be doing a fiery type character, although I guess we could. I just recently unlocked Brontes, the boulder thrower, and he's actually really fun. As you see, we have pretty much a wide variety of characters to select from. Still some that I haven't unlocked. The archer is pretty cool. Pythia, the Oracle of Delphi, is pretty good. I really like Brontes. Phalanx is a pretty interesting one. And then, yeah, we got even like a little skeleton here who's considered our rogue, but it seems to be like more magic themed. So overall, yeah. Let's actually go ahead and try out Pythia, mostly because I think I need 1 more kill in order to unlock, or 3 more. Oh, I need 2 more matches to unlock this character right here. Yeah, so let's do that one. Something new to the 1.0 as well is that every character now has an artifact power or a talent. And in the case of Pythia, I don't know if I can see it. Can I? Is there a way to see what the ability is? Hold on. Let's go back to oh, powers. Let's try V. Her Pythia power is focus. The Pythia focuses vital energy and regenerates health while standing still. Okay, so she gets natural health regen as we're running around. So the way this is supposed to work is basically you can you'll see a whole bunch of blue circles in the mini map there, and essentially what they are places for you to build structures. Those structures can be anything from buildings that increase your status damage, to areas that give you health regeneration from being in the area, to traps that you can build for enemies to go through. As soon as you build those, they do have their own health bar and they can die, so you do got to be careful with those. As you can see at the bottom of my health bar right there, I have 4 slots for 4 abilities. That's how much you get. But you can also evolve them. As you see right here, keep up the doom. I can have different ways to level up these abilities. I go for crit damage here, duration here, and at 3 different brackets, I believe it's 5, 10, and level 15, you get the option to essentially upgrade that. You do have to build a forge on the map somewhere for those upgrades, and those forges will stay around until they're destroyed, but they are very strong options. Looks like I got some wolves chasing me there, but now we have the ability to select a new power. I'm going to spend some of my gold that I've been earning from killing some of the enemies to get a different power. I'm going to go with Morized Thread. This basically says threads of life connect to nearby enemies, dealing damage to them until they are defeated or the connection is broken. The ability has a 4-second cooldown, so now I just have lines that draw towards me and the enemy, and they'll do extra damage. Definitely really nice, since my little orb ability doesn't. It has like a range. If enemies are too close to me, they're not getting hit, and if they are too far away from me, obviously they're not getting hit. But as we upgrade this, we'll be able to do things like increase the amount of uptime this thing has, to adding another orb to it. But you can see right now there, the Morized Thread is also proving invaluable already. Oh, a 30% cooldown reduction. I believe that was a mythic upgrade. Pretty nice altogether. And because we're standing still, technically, we're getting the benefit of our health regeneration. So that is nice. I'm going to go ahead and head over to our first quest that showed up. We did have one that said we can go over to a chest here, and it's just as you would typically see. We stand in the area effect right here, and we would go ahead and channel this chest, open it up, get the reward. There's some lava spiders here. We can go ahead and trigger them by getting damage dealt to them, and ooh, crit damage or duration. Let's go ahead and go with the duration, I think. We're gonna go ahead and channel this mine here throughout the level, and this is every level, not just a specific map. We can basically find these stone quarries and basically farm for stone. As long as you're in it, you'll be able to farm stone, and once you dry up it, it'll destroy permanently. It won't come back, but then we can use that stone currency to build us defensive structures and or structures that'll give us passive benefits just for them being around. So as soon as we clear this one up, looks like it's about to break. There we go. We'll work our way over to one of these side areas right here. And I'm going to go ahead and increase our crit damage by 10% with this. Now we have choices. We can go ahead and make a forge if we'd like, and this is going to come up anytime you have an active ability that can be upgraded further. Or we can look at taking one of the other 4 build options. If we don't like any of these build options, which I don't particularly like any of the build options, actually, cooldown would actually not be bad. You know what? We're going to go with cooldown. But if we didn't like that, we could actually pay to basically receive more options. And now we have this trap on the ground. It does have an effective health amount. So as enemies hit on or get hit in the middle of this area right here, it will diminish the amount of life that this zone has. And here's our first elite that we're taking on. Its only real attack is if we get within a radius of it. So our trap basically helped us destroy this. Looks like we got another selection of abilities. I don't particularly care for any of these. Griffin's Claw is actually not bad. I'm going to roll again. Does get more expensive each time you do it. Maybe we'll go with Frenzied Axes. We do eventually want to be able to do fire damage, I guess, if we were actively wanting to do like the fire build. So the fire axes is pretty great. Every character seems to have access to every single ability of the game. As far as I can tell, other than the base attack they have, there really isn't any sort of like stipulation on melee characters only get this ability or something like that. Just their character specific skill. Go ahead and increase the crit damage of our Morized thread. So if it crits, it's going to do more damage. We now have a new objective on the map. It says to go find that chest. We can do the forge or we can do the workshop. I'm going to do the workshop. Only because that's one of our objectives is to purchase upgrades. And then we can spend money on getting upgrades. Even permanent bonuses for like our meta progression currency. So we'll leave that up there. Hopefully it's going to go unharassed. As long as we don't go to that side of the map, it should stay relatively safe because the enemies tend to really only flock towards whatever direction I'm in. So if I'm far away from that corner, they're really not going to harass those enemies that much. Alright, so we're almost to our chest, but you'll also have more objectives. You've only seen 2 chest-like objectives and some an elite spawn in, but we also have objectives like investigating a basement, closing rifts. And I'm trying to think, there's a couple of other objective types, but they seem to stay pretty varied. The only problem is there are not too many objectives. What you see on one map is what you're going to be doing on the other maps as well. That being said, the game is fairly fun. I do like the build variety. I do like the way the skills look. There are no synergies at all, by the way. Like, you're not going to level up 2 skills and then find that 2 skills match together, anything like that. So it's not in that frame of reference for stuff. But you do get to evolve the skills, so they do have different abilities. And each skill has a pretty beefy amount of different options for how you basically enhance them. You're only ever given 2 options whenever you're picking those. I don't think there's a way to increase the amount of times or how many options are being offered to you. It's altogether still pretty good. Alright, let's go ahead and take the damage increase to our main ability here. And now that we've done that, I might actually go over here to a corner. Whenever I build these forges, I tend to build them near a wall where I don't go, you know, back and forth and pass by it several times because obviously, ideally, I don't want my forge to ever take any damage if I can avoid it. We're going to go ahead and take, adds 1 more orb, and then we can also do it twice. Orbs rotate 25% and increase power by duration 15%, or reduce power by 25%, but orbs will explode with the curse effect upon vanishing. Well, we can turn it into a blender because now we got 3 orbs, or we can make them explode. We could get lucky and actually get one of those options as the whatchamacallit, the third option whenever we hit level 15 with this ability. I think the 3 orbs is going to work out for us just fine. Let's go ahead and put a trap down here. I've activated some new traps in the game, or like unlocked new traps in the game, but I haven't tried any of them yet. A dart thrower. Throws a dart over a long distance in 8 directions, piercing enemies. The Monument of Thunder is incredibly strong. Only problem with the Monument of Thunder is it's a very, very expensive trap to put down. It cost us 40 stone, and here's the thing about the stone. There are only so many mines in each of the maps, and after a while, the maps will actually, or the quarries, will still get stone to drop, but it won't be as frequent as if we had a quarry to mine, essentially. So we completed another quest there. That one was just to kill enemies within certain range of that chest in order to unlock it. I'm going to keep on working towards upgrading my first ability. We're level 19, and in 1 more level, we'll be able to have access to our final ability for our character. And I'm just going to stand right here and work towards unlocking, or not unlocking, work towards activating my talent in case we take damage. Because remember, as long as we're standing still, we'll actually get some health regeneration. I wonder if one of our traps we can put down is actually the ability to have flamethrowers, or flame turrets more or less. I'm actually starting to wonder if we can benefit from throwing those down for our fire damage. I'm gonna be curious. Let's figure that one out. Chimera Spikes is really good. Launches danger spikes at the closest enemy. I really do like that one. It's a fast, effective ability that hits enemies nearby you. Let's see. Oh, we got spin blades. That's a new one. I kind of want to see what that looks like. Let's go ahead and put down some spin blades. Oh, that is awesome. I am indeed a fan of these spin blades. Let's see what other thing we got here. We got the spin blades, we got the dart tower. We can increase our status effect damage, which is something we need to do, but we're not doing curse stuff. Let's see. Status strength. Summons masks overflowing with deadly energy. I suppose we could. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Let's throw down another one. And as you can see at the bottom of each of these constructions we put down, it actually offers us passive bonuses. Cooldown speed or damage. Let's go with damage. The buildings aren't super necessary to complete at least the early stages of stuff, but obviously every little bit helps. Throws bursts in a flame in 8 directions and increases your powers damage by 5%. Powers are literally all 4 of our abilities, so this will basically increase the damage to everything. Kind of curious to know if this is let's see if it counts up. It does look like it's actually counting up. So maybe turrets are good. I'm gonna put up another one. That's cool. And I do believe, oh yeah, we got a 15%, or a plus 15 to our strength of our status effects. Ooh, 10% crit chance. That's nice. As you can see, this top one over here, the little green circle is going down, which means it is taking damage from time to time. And if it takes enough damage, that structure will be destroyed, and that little area becomes unusable for other buildings until we stand there and channel basically a repair on that specific area. Alright. We'll do the Morai threads. So now our Morai threads are available for an upgrade. We can look to purchase some stuff here too. Let's go with upgrading that. And then as you can see right there, the circle is filling up, which means as soon as that fills up, we're going to be able to make another purchase. Gold is earned by passively beating other enemies in the area. I am not going to build a forge. We already have a forge. Cool thing, it looks like the shop actually doesn't actually get destroyed. It's not affected by damage like the other buildings are. I was not aware of that. That's pretty cool. Looks like we did get one of the basement options. Is this person? Oh yeah, that's a person's a suicide bomber running at me. We could do the XP game. Yeah, let's do the XP game. Let's go ahead and activate this basement. We'll have a whole bunch of enemies we need to beat in order to basically get the reward. But I do believe this rewards us with an ability upgrade for one of our 4 abilities. No, we actually get XP or luck. I'm gonna go with the XP since we already got XP. That should be a 30% XP bonus. What can this be built into? We got forge, we got fire. You know, I'm gonna do another fiery turret. Every little bit helps. And looks like we got a chest up over in the top left-hand corner. We can go ahead and lock. Plus, I can make it over to the forge over here. Structure durabilities are increased by 45%. Yeah, that's not bad. Hopefully my fort is still up. It looks like it's still up. So that's solid news. And it looks like the Dart Tower over here has been doing absolute large amounts of work. And our forge over here shouldn't be taking too much damage. Yeah, it's practically untouched, so that's nice. Morite threads increase crit damage and cooldown speed, or adds curse effect to this power. Still not entirely sure what curse does, but it hurts. So we're gonna go with that one. We're gonna go with. I'm actually gonna go with cooldown speed on the fire axes. And then we'll make our way over to the chest up here. And it looks like there is a rift in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, so we'll go check out that objective as soon as we complete this one. Looks like this one just requires us to kill X amount of enemies. They don't have to be within the radius either, just have to be deaded by us. Alright, so that is that one dead. We got a movement buff from that one. There is an elite there. Oh. This one's a new one. I haven't seen this elite before. Okay. A little plant that throws out little AoEs on the ground. Let's go ahead and level up our main ability. And we're one more away from being able to upgrade it to its final form and get another choice for how we would like to modify that power. And this thing right here, it doesn't actually hurt enemies, but I do believe it increases the amount of elemental damage they take, so overall, pretty strong. So here's our rift down here. Let's go ahead and damage increase of threads. And we'll get in there, and then we'll leave out, because what's going to come out of this is going to be like an ogre and an explosive spider every single time. We don't have to stand inside this objective in order to complete it. We just need to kill all the stuff that comes out of the portal. There we go. Now we get a Morite thread upgrade. Okay, increases the distance needed to connect, increases the amount of thread by 50%, and power damage by 25%. That's the better one. And now we also have a objective here. And I gotta be honest, this is actually probably one of my favorite little bits about this game, is that this game is always giving you like more objectives to complete. And that's where I think a lot of bullet hell games or bullet heaven games kind of fail. Like, it's just like whenever they're like, hey, kill X amount of enemies within a specific amount of time or whatever, that's fine if there are other objectives, but like I traditionally like my game to give me something to do, so it's just not the tedium of like wading through enemy after enemy with no discernible goal. Like even Soulstone Survivors, one of my favorite games I've been playing on the channel, can be, you know, in that same vein, but at least the Soulstone Survivors has active objectives, and you get to pick them out every single time you do something. Like that's the whole focus of Soulstone Survivors, is doing an objective. Let's go ahead and get ourselves another level up. We can go with extra stone, some armor, or crit damage. We're gonna go and get the crit damage. And you don't have to complete all 3 objectives in order to get the golden laureate. Like basically like gold starring the mission. You can complete this on different characters and different runs, this, that, and the other. It's not, you know, you have to do everything in one go. So that is a sigh of relief to say with that one. We're actually getting a lot of work out of our buildings. They're actually doing a lot for us right now. Is this another possible? Nope, it's not. I'm gonna re-roll here, and I actually want to do another turret. I don't think we'll be able to create, like, do all the flame damage, but every little bit helps. we've been able to get a lot of gold out of these too, as well, which is definitely going to help us when we buy these upgrades from the workshop. Let's go with the Morai threads here. We're going to get 2 upgrades. We'll go with 2 more orbs, and there's a 25% chance to create 2 more threads from enemy to the other nearby enemies. Yep, we're going to do that one. And you do take contact damage, by the way. This is not one of those you can wade through enemies. Like, you can most definitely take damage just for walking through them. But my clear is big enough that I should be able to basically take out most of these enemies without fear of retaliation. We did take a 15% damage nerf whenever we selected that last ability. But it's fine. We got 4 minutes left in order to complete complete all of our objectives. Let's go ahead and re-roll here. I'm gonna go with structured durability. The only one that I see us really nailing is the 5 upgrades from the shop. And then I think pretty much everything else is gonna be something that's going to happen on a later run. Let's go ahead and hit this one. This is me re-rolling. I'm going to go ahead and take the Impaler turret just to show off the turrets. This one's actually really good. It's basically just like sticking stuff around you. Really nice. Let's go ahead and go with the upgrade to our fire axes. We'll wait around for the final upgrade to become available, and then we'll pick up the final upgrade from the workshop that we need to complete that objective. Our clear is pretty crazy good right now. We're not really concerned too much with enemies hitting us, whatever. All the levels also come in an easy, medium, and hard difficulty setting as well, should you want to challenge yourself. You do get technically like a better reward for completing that, so there is that. We can go ahead and take the upgrade for fire axes, which means we can now upgrade it at the blacksmith station. And it looks like our... Ooh, we tore that lead up. Looks like we can head over to the forge for our axe upgrade. And the rift is up there in the top left as well. Let's take a little bit of armor, become a little bit more defensible. We'll head over to the blue rift first, and then we'll go from there. It looks like our flame turrets, by the way, are still able to get like half the objective done. I'm not going to put down a flame turret there. Or there wasn't a flame turret option is what I meant to say. Let's go ahead and start the rifts. Again, I want to stay away from it so that way we don't get hit by the explosive spider crab thing. We'll take the axe upgrade. There you go. Looks like we got an upgrade for Chimera spikes. Increase the amount of strikes by 50% and power by 15%, or release additional strikes in all directions after the last strike before cooldown. I'm going to go with a series of strikes. Looks like our lead is right here. He's getting deleted. And should our forge be still alive, which it looks like that is the case, we'll go level up our axes. Oh no! Oh no! Hey, we actually did 10 million fire damage. I believe that unlocks a new character for us. Unfortunately, our forge did get destroyed. That's a-okay though. it's not the worst thing. We can actually repair that if we want. Matter of fact, before we go do our last objective, just to show you what that looks like, while I take a whole bunch of damage, if we sit right here, we'll repair this area for use. And then if we want to, we can then use it again if we so choose. So if I want to put down another forge, I totally can. You just gotta have the stone for it. And then let's see, release additional axes in all directions upon power activation. Throw 3 more smaller axes per each strike. Ooh, I like that. Collection range increased by 55%. Absolutely. Yeah, it's quite the range we have there. Go ahead, you can head over here. Enemy champion approaching, they say. Alright, they can approach. Another one of these guys. It's dead already, so it's fine. If I can, I'm going to go ahead and make another purchase at our workshop here, because there was meta progression currency to be bought. That is these obols. I'm going to buy those obols for 250 coins. I am now destitute, but it's okay. The run is over in 15 seconds. It looks like we managed to complete our goal, at least one of them, and we survived, so there's that. We got some achievements there. Yep, looks like we unlocked Prometheus for our effort of doing 10 million fire damage, and that wasn't from this run. That was something that I've been working on for the last couple of missions I've been doing. So there's that. So now whenever we go back to our mission select, we can actually go over to the mountain coastline. We can select the next level, build 15 structures, find and seal 2 rifts, get the maximum transformation of any 2 powers. Okay. And then we can come in here. There's even an endless mode for you to, or the short mode. But you see the 3 difficulties here. You get easy and normal. Once you beat normal, you can then do the hard mode. If we select our hard mode difficulty, we can then come on down and check out Prometheus. Prometheus now has his own ability. You can see his stats there. He breathes fire. It spits a fiery stream in front of the survivor and sets enemies on fire. And each character also has a new talent ability in the same way she can heal. So if I were to select him, for instance, which I didn't actually mean to do, I was hoping I could just like highlight him for myself. You would see that he now also has the ability to grab a talent. So if we go for his powers, it doesn't look like we have... It won't show you my talent until I unlock it. That's unfortunate. But after you level him up, after you basically complete so many of the... after you gain so much damage done with his ability, you then unlock his talent, which is similar to Morai's power. But other people's abilities work differently. So in the essence of Pythia, she actually had a heal. But the other characters that I have access to that I've used, stuff like Hector, for instance, has a talent that basically says every once in a while he actually has archer support, like shoot arrows at nearby enemies, which is very, very useful. As far as the meta progression currency, it's because we just played as an enchantress, or an enchanter, we can go to our favors, and now if we go over here, we actually leveled our enchanter a couple of times enough to get some more of these stones, and then we can use those to fund a new power, or like develop the powers even further, so like duration can be increased. And over here you actually have a new set of row of powers they activated, and once we spent 24 of those more crystals, we unlock new powers to, you know, basically use. So if I want to, I can come in here and I can spend 2 of my blue stones here to basically give all enchanters 15% extra power damage with all their abilities, and plus 25 health if I want to. So there you go. Anyways, that was a look at Achilles Survivor. If you like the sort of content, you want to see more videos like Achilles Survivor here on the channel, make sure you are like, subscribe, comment down below. Is this the game you've checked out? Is this a game you've wishlisted? What games have you seen on the market that maybe you haven't seen me play before that I should be checking out for myself? That being said, until next time, you guys take care, and I'll catch you all next time. Later.